Hello there, it's Karen here from craftylittlemisk.co.uk, bringing you a little project today. At the weekend I'll be taking part in a blog hop. So this means that I will be joining some other independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrators from around the world, and literally around the world, and we're going to be creating something, and our theme for this month is going to be, it's very dim, I'm just going to put my light on. Yeah, so the theme that we've got for this month is anything that we love from the retiring items on the current catalogue. So the catalogue ends on the 31st of May, and then we've got that lovely new one that starts on the 1st of June. This year, and every year they retire certain stamp sets, and the in colours retire as well, you know, whichever ones have been running for 2 years. But this year Stampin' Up! Have done a rather large colour refresh, which means that there are lots of colours that are going, but also lots of lovely colours that are coming as well. And the colours that are coming are beautiful. Some of them are really bright. Some of them have got they're lovely subtles. I absolutely love all of them. I wasn't sure at first, but once I got some samples sent to me of the new colours, and they're gorgeous. But it doesn't mean I've got to lose some of my favourite old colours as well. So this folder here holds all of the colours that are retiring. So it's quite fat, it's quite a lot of them. At the front we've got some of these wallets that are nearly empty, that are the in colours that are retiring. So they were ran from 2016 to 2018. But then behind it, if I lift this up and pull that back, all these tabs are all the colours that are going. There's quite a few of them. And as you can see on some of them, I've got quite a few, like this one here, like a brand new pack there unopened, a almost brand new pack there, and one there. And but they're all retiring, but it doesn't mean I can't use these anymore. I'll be able to use them for my own personal use. And my favourite one here, the Tranquil Tide, not the Tranquil Tide, the Tempting Turquoise, I nearly cried because I thought, oh my gosh, that's my favourite blue. But there is another blue very similar to this that's come in its place, and I'm quite happy. So these are the colours. I am not using these colours as part of my theme because it's open. It's an open theme. You can choose whatever you like. I'm actually using these colours, but I was going to use Dapper Denim, but as you can see, there's not a lot left of that. So I've had to change my colour scheme, but I am keeping the thing I am using, and my retiring object, my retiring item that is a personal favourite, and I absolutely adore the colours, is the Designer Series paper. So this one comes from the set which is called Eastern Palace Speciality Designer Paper. And I am using two of the sheets. So this one and this one. So this lovely foiled image there. It looks very much like peacock feathers if you put it that way. I might actually put it that way when I make the wallet up as well. So that's a single-sided one because that's all the foiled ones. But all the ordinary papers, they're good quality, as you can hear. I mean, almost like card. They're all got different designs on the back, so everything is double-sided except for the foils. So I'm going to be using those two. And because this has got the Dapper Denim in it, the blue, because I don't have much of that left, I'm actually going to be using the green on here, which is Tranquil Tide, which is also an in colour, but it doesn't retire until next year. So I've got another year to play with that yet. So I have pre-cut all my pieces, and so you can see the green there. Also, I'm going to be using the Everyday Label Punch, and that's going to be for the cover of it. I'll show you what it is in a minute. And I'm also using this set, which is a current stamp set, but it actually is carrying over to the new catalogue, and that's Picture Perfect Birthday. And I'm going to be using the Treat Yourself and the Happiest of Birthdays to You, and also this little confetti speckly bit here as well. So if I put that to one side, so excuse me just for a second, and show you what I'm going to be making. And it's this. Ignore the fact it says Merry Christmas on it. This is an old one. I used this for a family member for Christmas of last year. But it's a little pop-up gift card holder. There we go. Okay. And the so this was an old Christmas paper which is retired now. But you can see it's the Tranquil Tide. So I'm going to be making another one the same colour. So let's get started. The only other thing I'm going to be using are these little tiny Velcro dots. So we've got clear ones. These are the what I call the scratchy ones, and then you've got the fuzzy ones in the white. And although I ordered these, I live in the UK, and I got these on Amazon in the UK, but they actually came from America. It took ages, so I use these very sparingly. Okay, so back to the card and the project. I'm going to do a bit of scoring. Like I said, I've already pre-cut, and I've actually pre-cut this bit as well. If you look at this one again, the curved edge there, I've just pre-cut that to you know, until I'm happy with it. I'm going to use that as a template to cut the pieces I need to. So I'm going to bring over my trimmer because I don't want to use my scoring board. One of the measurements I'm using is quite small. So this piece here, I should tell you the measurement, shouldn't I? So this piece here is 9 3/8 of an inch by 5 inches. And then the gold piece, which will be that way up, is on the short side, it is 3 3/4, and on the long side, it's 4 7/8. And then there are 2 pieces of Designer Series paper, which would be that way around. And the larger piece, which goes on the bottom of the wallet, is 3 3/4 by 2.5, and then this one is 3 3/4 by 2. Okay, so score this one first of all. Let's move the cutter out the way. So on the long side, I'm going to be scoring at 2 7/8, so right there. And then along to 7 1/16. And very luckily, on my scoreboard, it goes up in eighths. But luckily here, each of these little tiny little dots is a 1/16 of an inch. So go to 7 1/16 of an inch and score. And then on the long side, I'm going to do 1/2 an inch on each side. And I'm not going to use the 1/2 inch piece here because otherwise it'll be falling off and getting all crooked. So I'm actually going to use it here. So it makes it all the way up to the top. And then that's the 1/2 inch line just there. So, and then just score. Turn it all the way around and do the same again. I want to make sure this is quite flat because I made one of these once and I hadn't done it right and it was all skew-iff. So that's that one done. Then this one here, so if that's the top, that's going to be the curved edge, which I haven't drawn on yet. That's going to be the curved edge. This is the bottom piece. The bottom piece has to be 1/2 an inch as well. And that's the lip. When you fold it up, that's the lip that the card sits in. And then turn it round and take your edge out to 3.5, I think it was. Let me just double check my notes. Yep, 3.5, and then score again. And okay, that's the scoring done. So let me just lock that in place, put that away. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just very gently, because I don't want to break the foiling on this. It might crack, so it's going to be very gently just press that down. And this one has to be quite flat because that's we're going to be going inside the wallet. And then this one will just fold over too, but I won't press that one quite so hard. Okay, so while I've got this here, I'm actually going to bring this up with get a pencil, and I'm going to put a dark colour behind it because I can't see. That's better. And I'm just going to draw in that curved line, like so. And then I'll do that in a minute on that one. So let's move it out of the way. So let's just cut this piece first. And I know it's done. Yes, it's quite sad. I've got a lot of the Designer Series papers that were on the retiring list. Obviously, what I love is going, so I'll start again. I do scrapbooking, so I can use the paper. That's good, that matches. I do scrapbooking, so all the papers that I haven't used yet will be used, and they're not going to go to waste. Okay, so I think before I actually do any folding, I think I'm going to do some cutting. So if I bring this around here, so you can, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to stand up so you can see this. Okay, so you can see the score lines. So this end is a narrower piece than this end. So that's the flap that comes down. So it comes down over like that. So I'm actually going to be cutting away these 4 rectangles here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut literally just inside that bump there. So I'm going to be cutting that bump away so that the when I do the folds at the bottom, it will fold neatly. So just do that first. And then on the same on this side. And I'm just going to mitre these edges just so when it folds it doesn't show above the edge. Okay, that's that, and that's that. Yeah, so when I fold it over like that, it stays below that flat edge there. Okay, so let's get rid of these bits. I've got little tiny bits of paper everywhere. Now I can fold this, and I've lost my bone folder. There it is. So I'm just going to do those two there, and then these two. And I'm just going to check to make sure that's sitting nicely. Yes, it is. That's good. And then this one. Now this is the one that's going to have the curved edge on it for, I've got some glue on my bone fold, I have to get that off after. Yeah, this is going to have the curved edge on it, so I'm just going to take the gold here, and it's going to be sitting like that inside, obviously down a little bit with the curved edge on it, so I'm just going to bring that up to the top. In fact, I'm going to do it this way so I don't draw on the gold. Just going to get that about halfway all the way down, and then I'm just going to make little pencil marks just to show me where I've got to cut. Like that, and let's hope it's right, otherwise it'll be a little bit skew-iff when I put it all together. Okay, that does look a little skew-iff, but we'll see. Right, let me now just glue these edges up. I'm using wet glue when it comes out. That's it. You can use tear and tape, or you can use the red double-sided tape. That's brilliant. That's like cement, that is. Fast fuse. I wouldn't use snail or ordinary tape runners, just mainly because it's not quite strong enough to hold the card together, especially when it's being folded up like this. So that looks a little crooked there, but it's matching that side, so we'll go with it. Okay, so that's the pocket part done. I'm just going to offer that up again just to see, because that's going to be glued up like that. Maybe it's just my eyes. Do you think it's crooked? Maybe it's a tad. I haven't got something. The thing I used for the other one, I don't have anymore. I had this big, it's actually a toy, one of the grandchildren's toys, and it was a big circular thing, and I just used that as to create my arch, but I don't have it to hand now. Well, we're going to go with this, so I'm just going to make sure that when that's like that, oh yeah, that fits a treat. So let's slide that inside there, like so, and that's going to go like that, and then that's going to come up to meet there, like that. Okay. That's it. And now it started to rain. Looking out my window, it was sunny this morning, but it's getting like to midday now, and it's starting to rain. And I've just got a little bit of glue on my fingers, which is transferred over to here. So I'm just going to lovely with the Tombow glue. You can actually just use an ordinary pencil rubber, and it'll just take the glue right off. That's it. That's all gone now. Let's just give that a little press down to make sure that's not going anywhere. Okay, that slides beautifully. So we can now place this on here, and I'm going to bring it down just a little bit like that, so actually, so you've got like a bigger piece just there. So let's get that glued on. And we're going to do some fun stamping in a minute. The good thing about Tombow or the wet glue is you can move it around until you get it right. That's it. Like that. Okay. Just bring the lid down. Like that. And then that's going to go that way. Beautiful. I'm sure that's crooked, you know. That looks different. It does look different, doesn't it? Okay. Next time I'll use a template instead of trying to do it by eye. Obviously I've got a wonky eye. down a little bit like that. Okay, that's that. Right, so I'll leave that to dry. Let's do some stamping. So I've got some scraps of green here, and I've also got a scrap of this, which is very vanilla, which is actually it's not white in here, this is very vanilla. So I'm going to use, as you can see, I've used it before for the punches. So let's see, that's better. So first of all, I'm going to punch 2 of these, and then I'll do some stamping and then punch the cream card. Okay, so I have got my stamps already on blocks. The reason this looks pink is not because I've been lazy and not cleaned it properly. It's because they're photopolymer, and they do sometimes stain. I mean, I've used this one and I've used this one, and obviously I've used all 3. But as you can see, this looks like still pristine because I cleaned it straight away. This one's got a bit of staining on it, but it won't transfer. I mean, I'll show you. Look, if I just press that down like, oh, it did transfer. Okay, we'll ignore that. Yes, so what I'll do then is I'll just give that a little bit of a clean, I think. Let's get a baby wipe. My life, I've got about 20 of them coming out of the pack at the same time here. Okay. So I'm using a dark colour, so it doesn't really matter, but just for my own peace of mind, I'm going to just do that. Okay, that's lovely. And I'll put that so it doesn't go everywhere, just there. Okay, so I'm going to be using Tranquil Tide, which is a dark colour anyway, like I said. But yeah, normally when you clean your blocks properly, you don't get the transfer from the colour that was there previously. Okie doke, so I'm just going to ink this up. So not only is it pink, it's also green now. Probably press a bit hard. Look, I've got green all over my pad there, my block. So let's just wipe that off. Okay. And then I'll use the bigger gap over here. With photopolymer, you need to have a certain amount of padding underneath. I've got quite a thick paper pad here, but if you're working on your desk with maybe just one sheet of this, it's handy if you've got a like a pad of some kind underneath. Just to, that looks like it's still wet. I might just get another piece of card out and redo that one. That's how it's supposed to look. So let me go grab my vanilla. I don't have an awful lot left. In fact, I need to get some out of my pad and my pack, because the big berry vanilla that you saw in there was thick, and I don't want thick, I just want ordinary. This isn't thick, is it? No, it's ordinary. So I'm just going to chop a piece off. That's it. Okay, let's try that one again. So let me just stamp off. Let me get a piece of... That's it. I know it's not still wet from the baby wipe now. Okay, let's try again. Just hold it for a second. Yeah, that rain is really coming down out there now, so that's better. Not perfect, but better. Right, my punch. Let's do this one first, if this one's dry. Just work out roughly where the middle part is. That's it. And then this one, I might cut that a little too small. There we go. You can't see that. There we go. Look, see, it's in the middle. Okay. There wasn't a lot left there, was there? Right, so I could use the other side. I'll hang on to that. Right, so we've got these. Now, what I want to do, before I go any further, is get my speckles. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a speckle around the edge of this one. Just like this. A bit of confetti. They're like, oh, it almost looks like little hearts, but I think it's supposed to be triangles. It's obviously the way I'm stamping. Oh. Yeah, it's quite miserable out there today. It's very cold as well. I've turned the heating off last week because we had all that lovely warm weather, and now, never mind. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put those off to one side to clean properly on my stamp and scrub, which I'll do later. So I want to create a border around these, and obviously my punch is one size. So I've got a couple I prepared earlier just to show you what I'm going to do. In fact, I might use the stamped image as well because it looks nicer than that one. What you do is you cut it in half like that, and I'm going to use these ones just to save a little bit of time on the video. And then what you do is you mount them up like this. So just bring it to the edge, make sure the edges are the same, and that one there. And it just looks like that you've got a slightly bigger one underneath. It just creates that nice, you see that nice image there. So I'll hang on to that and I'll use that one later. Okay, I might dump that one because that doesn't look very nice. As you can see, they do stamp nicely when you try. Okie doke, so they're ready to go on here now. Okay, so I'm going to put that one inside, like I said. So this one will go on here, and or down there, go up here, I think. And what I might do is just mount it up with some dimensionals, give it a little bit of 3D. So let's get my dimensional pads out. Like so. Oh, I certainly need my light now. It's got really dark out there now. So just pop that roughly in the middle. There we go. And then on the inside, I'm going to pop that one there. So if I get the card out, when that goes in, let's see, treat. Let's bring that up a bit so you can see the word treat. No, let's hide it. Yeah, let's hide it. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one on with some glue again, just to keep it, because obviously I've got to keep the inside a bit flatter. Bring it down here like that. That sounds like a lorry's turned up. Let's make sure I haven't got a delivery coming. Excuse my elbow for a second. I can't see. Oh, sorry, I've just caught the camera as well. Yeah, wherever they are, I can't see them. Let's just stop my camera from wobbling. That's it. Okay, there we go. So yes, so that will go in like that, and they'll see there's something there, but they won't see what it is until they actually take the card out. So let's move that out of the way for a sec. So the last thing I want to do is add the Velcro dots. So let me just cut one each off. These are really, really thin. There is no bulk to these at all. Okay, so I'm going to stick them together first of all like that. And then I'm going to do the clear bit first. I'm going to take the backing off and put the dot where I want it to be, roughly in the middle, just tipping over onto the card from the paper there. And then I'll take the backing paper off the top bit. Oops. That's it. Now the packaging says, when I bring it over, I'll just press down, and there we go. So the packaging says leave it for 15 minutes for it to dry properly, so that obviously when you open and close it then you're not pulling it off. So I'm going to leave that alone like that just for a second. And yeah, so there we go. So actually I'm going to leave it closed, I think. So if you put the card in there, and then just very carefully push that in a little bit, push that closed. So there we are. Those are my little pop-up gift card holders. And I have featured something that's retiring. That one's retired already, but I'm featuring something that's retiring, which is the designer paper, which I love, and I've been using it. When I first joined, I joined Stampin' Up! January of last year. And the first thing I bought was this paper because I adored it. So yes, so I hope you like it. I hope you give it a go as well, because they're quite fun. It's lovely to see it pop up, and you know, I've shown my family, when I showed my family these ones, they went, oh wow, you know. So yeah, so it's got that little tiny bit of wow factor, and it makes it look a bit nicer than just giving a gift card in an envelope with the person's name on it. I mean, you could put a little tag down the bottom here with their name on if you want to, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to you know, if you have a go, let me know in the comments. In the meantime, if you like what you're seeing, I do this because I enjoy doing it, not because I'm trying to make money or anything out of it. But if you do want to have a go and you want to buy the items, this stuff is retiring, so you've only got until the end of May. But as of the 1st of June, there'll be lovely lots of new designer paper, so you might find that there's something there you like. So yes, if you wanted to buy any of the items you've seen, if you go to my online shop, which is craftylittlemisk.stampinup.net, and then you'll be able to have a look on the online catalogue there. I can always send you a catalogue. If you live in the UK, I can always send you a catalogue. I live in the southeast. Yes, but in the meantime, please subscribe so you see more of my projects, and I hope to catch you again soon. Bye for now.